Hey, Chris Liepe here with the isolated vocal tracks for Master of Puppets, Metallica, James Hetfield. There's some cool doubling going on, and we get a really good listen at his particular brand of grit and compression. Plus, there's some neat effects to break down as well. It's fun hearing particularly tracks like this that are a little older, knowing that they were done in the analog domain, primarily, and knowing that a lot of the easy ways that we can get effects these days weren't as available to them. They had to do things that were very unconventional to get certain sounds, and now we have the ability to do things all in the digital domain. We have a list of lots of different plugins and things that we can use to get the sounds that they get. But none of that really matters if you don't understand approach, both singing approach and production approach. And that's why these isolated vocals are so fun to get into. So dig into these. And if you'd like more help with your own voice, and you'd like, particularly with aggressive vocals and this type of sound, you'd like to go a lot deeper, click the link below and check out my course, The Aggressive Vocalist's Master Plan of Attack. If you want to add distortion, grit, screaming to your vocal arsenal and you want to do it safely and for the long haul, that's the place to start with me. All right, let's get into this.
Sucking dark is clear, leading on your death's construction.
Now, right off the bat, we have to call out the unattentiveness to accuracy, right? Pitch is not the goal here. I mean, yeah, we want a melody, but listen, particularly in these doubles,
play.
He's speaking play, right? We've got play. We've got play. We've got that kind of going over the top of
play.
Of another doubled vocal that's going lower. Play. We're honed in on the pitch. And the passion play. It's that sort of vibe. That's the first thing that makes James Hetfield, is he has these strategic, I don't think it's strategic is maybe not the right word, but these propensities to sing and speak. He is very aware of his speech level, his normal conversational engagement while he sings. Keep that in mind.
Taste me, you will see. More is all you need. Dedicated to how I'm killing you.
All of the ends of those lines display in all its glory what I'm talking about. He starts pretty honed in on the melody itself and then finishes by just speaking the line. See! And each double is creating a almost a different character within the double or within the whole line. You can see, we'll talk a little bit more about these trails later, but you can hear these.
Dedicated to how I'm killing you.
The yo! And then you hear the yo, yo, yo. We'll talk more about those automated delay trails because you can hear that it's not on every single track or not on every single word, right? It's not this revolving delay. It's a delay trail that comes in just for a moment. We'll talk about that here more in a minute when we get to the hook.
Come crawling faster.
Yeah?
Obey your master. Your life burns faster.
It's only on master and faster, right? But before we get to the delay and the reverb and some of the production aspects, I want to talk about James Hetfield's way that he approaches grit and compression. You've heard me talk about this aspect of singing many times if you've been following this channel for any length of time. The term compression, holding back air. If I'm talking like this and then I start holding back air a little bit like this, my pitch tends to go up. I'm pushing more from my support and I'm holding back more air with the area above my vocal cords. This is not, my vocal cords are not holding back more air. My vocal cords are just doing what they're doing. The goal is we want to create these two different points of engagement in our throat. The best way to get here, I've found, is by lifting something heavy or pretending to be an old man. Oh, like this. Those kind of sounds unlock this 2 points of engagement compression style of engaging our throat. So if we practice this by speaking first, like this, and it's a tightrope area that we kind of have to walk, where we start introducing enough push, enough holding back air. I'm just going to hold a note. The more we push, the more we hold back air, and the more we focus our mind on bringing the sensation higher, not letting it get caught below, like, not doing that, the more we're going to be able to do this over the long haul and have it be healthy and not feel right. Yes, if this is the first time you're trying it, or even if you've been trying it for a while and you're still trying to get the placement of where it feels like we should be holding back air, you will get tickles in your throat, you will cough, and you will feel weird. That is totally normal. It is normal to feel that kind of stuff while you're dialing this in. It's also okay to push past that a little bit with the mindfulness of bringing it higher in your throat. I can't stress it enough. It's normal that you will feel weirdness when you're trying to do this kind of singing at first or for a while. Push past it. Continue the introspection. If you need more help with these points of engagement, join my course, The Aggressive Vocalist Master Plan of Attack, and I can help you dial this in more. But what makes James James? It's not just this holding back air until you get to the point where it starts breaking up. He also has a very bright disposition about his voice. Listen.
Come crawling faster.
This is not, come crawling faster. No, he's a very, very forward singer. Come! By blending airflow with placement, note placement, resonant placement. Master! Yeah! Fuel fire! There's a lot more that we can get out of our face when we get it out of the way. So, this is not just about airflow. It's about a unique combination of airflow, learning how to moderate that push with holding back of air. At the same time, keeping our face out of the way, particularly for those of us who have a lot of skin, burying our teeth. And you can see this even when he sings. He gets his face is out of the way. It's the way he's unconsciously trained his voice to work. So we'll demo more of this kind of sound in a little bit. Let's geek out on some effects. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is reverb. I've got two different reverbs going on here, and they're set to two different buses in Pro Tools. Let's go down and take a look. I've got a room which is short. Here, I'll mute the hall for a minute. Test. Hey. But now listen to the hall. Hey. There's a little bit of a delay when it actually comes in. So if I go to the hall real quick, I've got pre-delay, which a pre-delay is, it's not going to start right away. It's going to allow my voice to come front and center and right to the front of the mix. And then, it's going to kick in. I have created this room right here to fill that pre-delay gap between dry, which is dry, and the hall, which comes in later. So we've got this, and I'm using the same plugin for each one, but this approach was commonly used in the 90s and 80s, and well, it's still used all over the place. But it's this idea of creating a dual reverb approach where our room reverb fills the gap of a pre-delayed hall or longer tail. So that's what we're hearing here in this sound.
Dedicated to how I'm
Well, minus the delay here.
more is all you need. Dedicated.
And you can hear it in the sheen, but his voice itself, even though it's doubled, still sounds very front in the mix. This is a way to use more reverb and create a space around it while not losing definition. Really, really key. But now, let's talk a little bit about the delay. This is a rhythmic delay. If you've watched some of my other videos, I tend to use the same sort of plugins and just tweak them to how they sound in context. But we've got a quarter note delay set up to about 105 beats per minute. So this is a tempo locked delay. And so if I turn this delay on with my reverb, master. Now listen here.
Come crawling faster. Oh,
I hope you're listening in headphones. And I found, I set this up beforehand, but I'm going to bring this down. We actually want that delay to sound more centered and less wide. So what I did, I took the tempo, when you increase the groove or the variance in what is what it's called sometimes, you're actually taking that quarter note tempo and you're delaying it an additional little bit of milliseconds based off the tempo. So if I go it's in the center. If I bring this out, notice it's still synced to the tempo, but the milliseconds are different. We don't want that for this, but it's a cool effect. Now I've also band limited this so that the lows, master, master, master. That's too perfect. We don't want that. Here we go. Master! Now, if we sing this in tempo and we double it, we're going to get lots of delay we don't necessarily want. Also, notice when listening back here,
come crawling faster.
the delay is not, there's not a doubled voice there. So we've got doubled voices in the melody and in this chorus, but the delay is only on one of those voices. That's important to keep in mind.
Come crawling faster. Obey your master. Your life burns faster. Obey your master.
Come crawling faster! Obey your master! Your life burns faster! So using lots of compression with my voice, trying to trail off. He's a bit more melodic on the end of his phrases, but he's still not doing this. Obey your master! He's not pegging those. He slides off those pitches. He makes them short. He leaves room for that delay. How we approach this is very key. Come crawling faster! Obey your master! Your life burns faster! Now we're going to enable the delay on only one of these. Still going to sound a bit weird. We're also going to pan the second one out just a little to widen the sound, just a tad. And then we're going to take the delay and pan it to the other side of the double, just a little. And we're going to get this sound. Come crawling faster! Obey your master! Your life burns faster! Now we want the delay to only come in here And it's okay that these are a little bit off. This might be a little too much off. Looks like I pushed the beat there a little. We can move this a little here. But we want the doubles to be imprecise because that's what's going on in the original track as well. But what I want to do is I want to bring up the delay on this second one, and I want it to be more prominent.
Come crawling faster!
More.
Come crawling faster!
More.
Come crawling faster!
But that's irritating because it's there the whole time. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the level or the way that we're sending this delay to the effect. We're only going to send it sometimes. And there's multiple ways to do this, but this is a pretty clean way to do it. So we're going to go to the delay. We're going to go to level. You could do this with mutes as well. As a matter of fact, I think I am going to do it with mutes. Now it's on. I only want...
Faster! Faster!
I only want the word faster. So we're going to take this here and only have the delay on during faster. That means I can have it louder. Watch this.
Come crawling faster! Obey your...
Now that's weird. There. We got...
Obey your master! Your life burns faster!
Right here on faster. But this way I get this really tight, delayed sound afterward because it's not articulating on every word and it's not articulating on the double, which is super awesome.
Come crawling faster! Obey your master! Your life burns faster!
And you get that nice percussion of fast, fast, fast because of the way that I performed it. And because I didn't hold out ers too long and I trailed off like he does, I created room for the effect. It's so important to go into singing and vocal production like this. We need to leave room for things. And really the producer will hear that room if the performance is dialed in. But you can't really manufacture that room. There has to be this sense that the singer is digging in and leaving these little percussive spaces and holes, and then stuff like this becomes inevitable. Did they go into this melody thinking that they would be delaying on the end of those words? Maybe not. But when they started hearing how James was performing it, they heard this opportunity. Super cool stuff. All right, listening on.
Obey your master! Master!
Notice the added doubles, right? We have the center panned,
Obey your master!
and then we have stuff out here. Master! He's just kind of speaking it right there.
Master!
Master!
Master of puppets are pulling your strings! Twisting your mind and smashing your dreams! Blinded by me, you can't see a thing! Just call my name, cause I'll hear you scream!
I love this. This is the slant rhyming here, and this is something that he does a lot.
Blinded by me, you can't see a thing!
A thing! So we have thing and scream, but we're modifying the vowels so that we have thing and scream!
Scream!
Scream! It's the same vowel, even though it's two different words, and neither vowel is being pronounced like it's supposed to in regular English, but he does that a lot. He'll take phrases and he'll match the vowels or slant rhyme and create these opportunities to have the vocal feel more cohesive and the lines, they're more memorable that way. This doesn't always work. It's not something that you want to force, but with his style and the way he wrote, in the way they wrote lyrically, it makes a lot of sense, and it's part of that Hetfield sound.
Master!
More doubles.
Master! Just call my name, cause I'll hear you scream! Master! Master! Need to walk the way, never you betray. Life of death becoming clearer. Pain monopoly, ritual misery.
Now, I want to point out the E. Listen to this word here.
Ritual misery.
Misery! Misery! It's tempting to get too kind of roasty and less raspy on the E vowels.
Ritual misery.
I think it's important that we remember that our voice, we need to provide opportunities for our voice to break. Misery! That's so tight. E! Right? Even though we're baring our teeth. But if we bring a little bit of breakup into it, in other words, like this, misery! Exaggerate it first. We bring a little bit of that sensation in, and I've talked about that on a lot of other videos as well. We get rid of that sort of like pig whining sort of thing, and we blend it with a bit more honest rasp. Misery! Like that. Misery! Versus misery! There's a difference. And he has the perfect balance of that right here. Hear the as well as 2 different points of engagement, 2 different ways to work.
Taste me, you will see. More is all you need. Dedicated to how I'm killing you.
Yo! Yo! Letting it break up just a little bit more. His face is still out of the way. That neat delay trail there.
Come crawling faster. Obey your master.
Listen to his vibrato here.
Obey.
Obey your... It's neat when you see or hear some of that in his voice. He's a very straight singer most of the time, but it's fun hearing some vibrato every once in a while.
Your life burns faster. Obey your master. Master of puppets and pulling your strings.
Strings.
Twisting your mind and smashing your dreams.
Strings, dreams, same sort of thing.
Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Just call my name, cause I'll hear
This sounds like a punch. I love hearing stuff like this in these isolated tracks.
thing. Just call
Cool.
Just call my name, cause I'll hear you scream. Master. Just call my name, cause I'll hear you scream. Master.
Ooh. So this precludes some neat pitch sort of effects that happen here. Let's look at one way to do pitch effects. There's lots of stock plugins that do this kind of thing. This sounds like a tape slowdown almost.
Master.
Let's first talk about how he gets off that phrase. Master! He emphasizes stir, and then we're able to slow it down and create these pitch opportunities because he's accentuated that last note just a little bit differently. But listen to this next section here.
Master.
I know that was there in the original or in the full production, but until I listened to the isolated vocals, this didn't hit me as it being as dense as it is. Listen to this section here.
Master. Where's the dreams that I've been after? Master. Promised only lies.
We have that, but then we have these master. Now, this is not just taking his lead track and copying it. These are performed differently. Master. That's what's happening. Master. They're being spoken. And there's this effect on there. This could be an octave pedal, but it's definitely a pitch and formant modification. Let's listen to an example. We'll dry it up here a little. This right here is it's called Little Altar Boy. This is something that you don't want to track with because it introduces some latency. But I can deal with the latency while I'm speaking. If I unbypass this, master,
Master. Ooh, yes. My mix is 100% wet.
Although I can create a bit of
Balance if I want to. Right now I'm going to go all the way wet. And I have
locked my pitch and formant. Well, that means that the shape of my throat is going to match the pitch.
if I unlink this, notice how I can make myself so it doesn't change the pitch.
It's doing similar to when I do this. Ooh, that's formant. Ooh, when I move my larynx up and down. So when I'm doing these extreme pitch modifications, I want to match this, and it's going to make it feel, sound, be a little bit more realistic. Test, test.
And I went down. Remember, this is not notes here. And we're going to add a little bit of drive. So I'm going to record a master, and then we're going to see what happens.
Master! Master! Where's the dreams that I've been after? Master! Master! All right, not exact timing, but that's okay. We're going for overall effect. Master! Master! Where's the dreams that I've been after? Master! 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 Where's the dreams that I've been after? Master! 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 Where's the dreams that I've been after? Master! 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 Notice how I'm a slightly different version of insane every single time. Even though we're going to be pitch modifying here and doing some things with it, it's important that we have that variety. Master! Master! Where's the dreams that I've been after? Now we've introduced the Sound Toys Little Ultra Boy. We have the formant down initially on these first two at -6. I have the drive up a little bit. Let's listen to it just like this. Master! Master! Where's the dreams that I've been after? Master! Master! I like that this one's a little early and you hear that you hear that in some in the other recording too. Master! Master! Okay. Now, those guys sound kind of the same. So we're going to change the pitch and formant for just one of them. We're going to go down to 8 for one of them. Remember, we still have some more to mess with here. Master! Master! Where's the dreams that... So now we have a little bit lower guy, and now let's get this guy, these guys in here. I'm doing different characters. We're going to make this one here a bit higher. And then this one even a bit lower. And that we'll have to bring these down to taste, and they're dry. There's no reverb on these. Master! Master! Where's the dreams that I've been after? Master! Master! Evil. So we're going to bring these down, mix them in. What I've done is a bit more extreme than what they've done, but Master! I like going more extreme. It helps me learn. Master! Master! Bring them down even more. We've got quite a few of them. Master! Master! Where's the dreams that I've been after? Master! Master! And I would be tempted to move these, but I like the gang of devils in the background, and they're not always going to be 100% on time. And there's stuff like that in this track as well. But what's neat is we have different characters going on here, and these characters have been altered and demonized a bit, and it creates this wonderful contrast here. Master! Master! Where's the dreams that I've been after? Master! Master! They're shaking their hands even more towards the end. So, fun with pitch stuff. listening on.
Laughter, laughter, laughing at my cries.
You can definitely tell that what I did is more extreme. The other thing that I'm noticing too is particularly on laughter, we've got this raspy kind of whispery thing going on that would be neat to experiment with more in that lowered pitch sound.
Fix me!
Ooh. That was a neat breakup here. Listen.
Fix me!
Hey! 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 That sort of abandon. Neat to hear him do that.
Hell is worth all that. Natural habitat. Just a rhyme without a reason.
This is a neat reverse reverb effect, or a pre-reverb.
Hell is worth all that.
That sounds reverse to me. Check out the video I did on Eddie Vedder, Even Flow. I did a neat replication of this sort of effect there.
Hell is worth all that. Natural habitat. Just a rhyme without a reason. Never-ending maze. Drift a number days. Now your life is out of season.
Listen to this transition here.
Days. Now your life.
You kind of want a breath there, but he didn't take one. I wonder if that was a punch, or I wonder if he just had enough breath that time. It's interesting.
Is out of season. I will occupy. I will help you die.
Right here, I mean, he gets back into that speaking the ends of the phrases.
I will help you die.
I will help you die! I will help you die! No, I will help you die! I will help you die! Very theatrical.
I will run through you. Now I rule you too.
And I can't overstate the importance of having your doubles do different things. Don't be too exact.
I will run through you.
To you! For one of them, and I will run to you! Be a little bit more accurate with one of them and a little bit less accurate with another one.
Come crawling faster. Obey your master.
In order for that delay to work, you really have to be master, master, master. You have to say it in time, and you have to really accentuate the consonants, m, and the resonance of those closed mouth positions.
Obey your master. Master. Master of puppets.
I like how he always sounded a bit sharp here in the full production.
Master.
Right? It's master, but he's master! It's like a half step up, but it adds to the amazingness of the line.
Master of puppets, I'm pulling your strings. Twisting your mind and smashing your dreams. Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Just call my name, cause I'll hear you scream. Master! Master!
I like how as the song progresses too, we have master! Master! He opens up master even more, particularly in those short doubles.
Master! Master!
Now, this is the very last thing that happens here. There's some real music there and some real opportunity there. This is not just a letdown, right? He's holding back air. There's this pent up air. And then there's actually compression while he's letting the air out. This is not just, right? This is, there's more air being let out slowly. If you can imitate this and experiment with that range, you're going to get that rasp, that little bit of grit. You're going to understand the coordination of that better. Take cues from this. This is not, this is, I can only do that for that long with no note if I'm holding back air while I'm doing it. This is the sensation that will help you dial in compression, eventually rasp, eventually grit. Thanks for watching. Thank you for suggesting this. Thanks for asking for more James Hetfield. I love doing these isolated vocal analyses, even though lots of people are doing them right now on the internet. Anyway, Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And check out my course, The Aggressive Vocalist Master Plan of Attack, if you'd like to go deeper with these aggressive techniques and mindsets. We'll see you for more.